sides around them. Genoa have been in Serie A for the past 2 decades.
And you've known that Genoa has always
Yes.
picked up from game week 15.
It's not about picking up form. It's
It's-
about the teams that they are around. Look at Cagliari. Cagliari has been in the Serie A for
Cagliari, they go, they come.
a couple of
They
yes.
visit.
They've been there. These guys
They
have never
visit.
been to the
They
Serie A.
visit,
So
go
you have
come.
to give it to them.
I'm just saying
You
the
have
way
to
they
give
keep
it to
losing,
them.
they keep
They
losing goals.
may eventually escape relegation by the scruff of their neck or by the skin of their teeth, but the bottom line is that they do not have the firepower to match these guys financially, getting the right people they need to get in. So of course they are going to struggle, but they have to pick up the points where they need to pick up the points. And for them to do that against at least top 6 in this league, you have to give them that credit.
Okay, the other game that happened is Genoa versus Fiorentina. Fiorentina win that game again, and De Gea again was the man of the match. What it was part of this particular save that he made that everybody started clapping for him. I think De Gea has picked for. I don't know if he has picked for him because
Maybe
he went
De Gea has
and
picked
came
for.
back and he's
Maybe De Gea has
he's been
picked
on
for.
form.
Someone that stayed out of a job for a year. Expect him to be training somewhere because we didn't hear anything from De Gea since he left Man United.
True that.
And when Ten Hag was sacked, I think, will I put it an emoji or what he used to reply? And that was maybe a good job. You know, when you say, you try, but you try small, small. And everything you use congratulate Ten Hag, and everything you send with Ten Hag message. So, it tells us that this man he has the mentality of a champion. It's just that the club he was playing for at the time didn't appreciate him that much.
At all.
Man United could have relegated since. If not for the game, under Mourinho, they would have relegated. Under Ole Gunnar Solskjaer's second season or third season, they might have relegated. Under Ten Hag's first season, they finished third in the game because he was saving. Forget about the players that were going on to score goals because we keep giving credit to Ten Hag's first season and all of that. Forget about players that went on to score goals. Forget about players that went on to play good football. De Gea was the man in this between the sticks and was saving Man United. Credible saves. I think that was the season he had his clean sheet and golden gloves, and he left with it. You get somebody that said you can't beat from the back. Now you brought in a goalkeeper that still doesn't beat from the back because he's always balling the ball up front. So I'm just saying this. I'm just saying De Gea was one of these players that Man United fans in general, because after Ten Hag came and said he couldn't work with the tactics, I felt like it was somebody that could have kept in case things didn't go well in accordance to the tactics. You get, so De Gea is one of these goalkeepers I'll put up there with the likes of the rest of all. I shouldn't mention names now, but
of course, typical Manchester United, you stalled him down to the last week of his contract while negotiating with other goalkeepers, and then you cut him off the leash, and then you send him off, and you go and bring Michael Jackson in the goalpost, and
choir master.
It's
not Michael Jackson, it's choir master.
Fine,
choir master.
Okay, that game entered Fiorentina winning that game away. They are doing well. The other game that happened yesterday is Roma beating Torino 1-0. Roma have not really did well. Have not been since they started De Rossi, Mourinho and Sad De Rossi. They have been losing games upon games upon games, but somehow they managed to win this game against Torino. Even though Torino is one of them, they are not really a good side in Serie A these days, but they won that game 1-0.
This game was a critical game for Juric, the manager of Roma, because
he's been facing all the pressure.
Yes, he's been facing pressure.
Matches.
We're hearing that they were lining up replacement for him. We don't know if
after 6 weeks. I think the Rossi did the league about 4 weeks. Then this man came in. This is game week 10. After 6 weeks.
Baba, according to the press yesterday, they were lining up replacement for him, pending on the outcome of this match, and gladly he won it. We don't know how long he's going to have on the job, but that's where Roma are. And keep changing managers. At the end of the day, you're not progressing.
The man inherited a team. I wouldn't say he's one of the best team. I won't say he's one of the worst team, but he inherited a team that were, I think, in a downward spiral. And they were already downwards, and he wants to build on that team. He wants to get, and the man didn't just come in during the summer that we say, okay, fine, it's good. He came in after the transfer window has ended. He came in when the strikers has left, the Tammy Abrahams and all of that have left. He came in after some of the club executive has done a very terrible business in transfer window, not getting credible players in after selling some good players out, and he's trying to steady the ship and get the players back to where they belong. In just after 2 weeks, I'm seeing rumors that he was not actually the man for the job, that he was just given the job as interim manager. But at some point, the man came out to the media and said, I'm going to continue with this job until I see someone who's better than me, and I'll leave the job for him. That was his statement, I think, after game week 3. Now, after his game week 3 in the club, and this is game week 6 for him in the club, and he's still getting results. Because if you look at it, I think De Rossi didn't win a game before he left. Now this man came in, he's won 3 games already. You get in 6 weeks, he's won 3 games. I won't say back to back, but he's won 3 games so far. And if you look at the total, what's it called for Roma, they've played 10, they've won 3 and they've drawn 4. So it's
And lost 3.
I think 2 of those losses came under De Rossi. You get, so I think it's a good number for him. You get, out of 6 games, winning 3 and drawing 3. It's a good number for him. And going forward, it's going to be a good one for him if he continues.
You know,
You get, it's just see. I don't see why, if he has stayed like maybe a year and the numbers were not coming, and after the next season, first 10 games, like what happened at Man United, and the numbers was not coming in, then fine, we'll justify the case that you sack him. But this is just his 6th game in charge of the club. You can't just let him go. But totally, physical game yesterday was a
isn't
good
it
game.
crazy how in football somebody else's mess can become grounds upon which you are fired for your job?
Okay, that game ended 1-0 to Roma. Roma is doing a good. They are not really doing a good job, but
They are not doing.
They
They are just doing Roma.
they are just trying.
They are doing Roma.
Okay, after that game yesterday, Napoli stay first on the table with 25 points, 8 wins, 1 draw, and 1 loss. Inter Milan after 10 games have 21 points. Atlanta, I love Lookman. They are in the last 5 games they have won 4 and draw only 1. So in the last 5 games, they have 19 points. Fiorentina is a surprise team for this year, probably because of the gear is there. The gear is pushing them. They have 19 points. Lazio have 19 points. Juventus have 18 points. The funniest about Juventus is that they have played 10 games. They are unbeaten after 10 games, but they have 18 points. What do you make of Juventus after the
6 draws?
this draws? What is wrong with Juventus? We are thinking when they started really well, but suddenly all the draws started coming
really
up.
well because of the hype around. Because Thiago Motta, good coach. They went played 1 draw. We didn't notice it. They didn't lose. We said okay, fine. They won the next match. Won the next one. Played 2 draws. We didn't notice it. We're still singing about we're still happy about the last 2 wins. And they played 2 draws. And they went on. I think the 3rd match they were supposed to get a win. Then they went on against Inter Milan. That was game week 6. And they played. Inter Milan scored. They equalized. Inter Milan, new manager. How far now? This man Inzaghi won the trophy last season. This man is coming on, matching him blow for blow, head on. He's just a new coach. He's just how many years has he gotten on the job? Though and Felipe did not have that much time on the job. Inzaghi didn't have much chance on the job. He's still a new manager as well. We won't call him new, but an old man in be. So like young man, old man, experience wise, not really much gap between the experience gap. And imagine each other blow for blow. And we're seeing that game and we're okay, Juventus is doing a good job. They are learning something from what's it called Thiago Motta. And Inzaghi was doing his own work at Inter Milan. And the match ended 4-4, I think, in a draw.
Yes,
and we were like
4-4.
and we're like, okay, fine. Good result for Juventus. They didn't lose. At least they were playing against the defending champions. And the next match they went on to win one, I think by a narrow margin. And they went on again and played the draw. So in this season they've played 6 draws, draw gestus. They played 6 draws and they've won about 4 games. It's not for me. I'll say for people say it's a good number. New coach, new system. He's trying to implement new system into the old players. Some of those players will not work. Then he brought his own players. It's a new club, new coach, and those are the excuses. But I'll say it's not a good result for Juventus.
It's a rebuild season for them anyway you look at it, because
May the rebuild go 17.
it's
Because
a-
I said the same thing about rebuild, and he said they
it's a
can't
rebuild
rebuild all the way to
season.
relegation.
It's a rebuild season for Juventus, and be that as it may, whether you like the fact that they are draw gestus or not, it's Thiago Motta coming into Juventus. It's not the same way they played last season. It's not the same setup. Different instruction, different tactical geniuses at work there right now. So you have to, and as well with every other good thing, you have to give them time.
Okay, let's talk about the title race in this Serie A. Napoli stays fourth because Conte he's doing a great job. I like Conte. Whatever, especially in the first season, he likes doing some after he wins the
carry
first
one kind
season.
ginger come
Yes,
first season.
second season, I
Second
don't
season
know.
you go see how that's
He will
the
follow.
they go dey do anyhow.
But do you think that Inter can retain this title, because Napoli is actually still pretty first with 4 points ahead of them? Do you think that they can fight? And who do you think should be challenging for this title? Because we have Napoli here in first, Inter second, Atlanta and Fiorentina that make the top four. Do you think that these guys can probably fight against Napoli and win the title? Who do you think that we should be winning?
If you ask me, Juventus all the way. But the way they are playing now, we say let's leave them out of the title race. AC Milan that has been there should have been contesting. They went to bring in strikers that don't know how to score goals or strikers that just travel around big clubs. Now, AC Milan could have been in that conversation, but look at where they're sitting right now, losing against Napoli their last game, I think 2-0. Tells a different story, tells that AC Milan is not ready for this battle. This season, AC Milan is just not ready for this battle. So I think the battle is Atlanta has gone on to win the Continentals. If they can do one better and get the Scudetto, and I think Gasperini is doing a good job staying in the top 3 conversation. Not really this, because before he used to stay in the top 4, top 5 conversation, but now he's moved up the notch a bit, staying in the top 3 conversation, puts him in that pedigree of at least contesting for that title. 5 points behind Napoli is not much of a gap. They can fall up at any time. When you meet Napoli and you beat them, you take the 3 points to your side, and that's 2 points left for somebody else to help you get it for you.
For me, I won't count Inter out, but then you have to give Atalanta the outside chance of usurping Napoli or Inter. So it's going to be a tough one. Napoli have started very, very well. I'm sure everybody at Napoli is pretty chuffed right now at where they are in the table relative to their number of games played so far this season. But I wouldn't get too comfortable sitting number 1 because Inter own that Scudetto, and they are going to be fighting back into to get it.
Inter is going to be fighting. Let's see what happens, because Conte is in Napoli now. Then he can justify him letting Osimhen go because Lukaku is firing for him and they are winning games. So let's see where they are going to be ending at the end of the season. Okay, let's move on to the La Liga, because there are games today in the La Liga is Alaves versus Mallorca. That game is a middle team match today. That's the only game today. The other games are happening tomorrow. What do you make of that? What do you think is happening in that game? If you look at that league table, where both of them are sitting, they are not sitting pretty well on the table, but they are fighting. This kind of match is where you need all the 3 points for you to survive.
Yes.
Mallorca is sitting 7th. Alaves is sitting 16th. So they need to actually win this game, especially Alaves, to move up so that they can avoid relegation. What do you think about that game?
This would, in another climb, this would be a game between 2 relegation struggling teams. But, when you have the likes of Valencia sitting 20th, then, guys like Alaves and Co can hope and dream for better things this season. But for me, I think Alaves will be more motivated to get a win, just because of where they are sitting right now in 16th. They've not really had, a out-and-out phenomenal season. It's just been 11 games in the La Liga, and they need to get in more points so that they can create a gap. We all know how these things pan out at the end of the season. When you get down to 2-3 games, it's going to be 1 point here, 1 point there, 2 point, maybe goal difference that keeps teams up. So, but before we get to those times, they need to start getting the wins in. And Mallorca are also going to have their own motivations about this match, which is maybe finishing up and then getting into maybe the conference or the Europa, if that's possible for them. But the position they need to be eyeing is 5th or 6th. That gets them into Europa or into the Conference League. But for me, this is a match.
All this early they fight their muscle. Mallorca has not been that kind of team to come into the first. This is for them now. See,
go and look at where they are relative to where Girona is.
See, compared,
and you have to put them in that conversation.
I'm putting them in that conversation now. They would always finish in the bottom half.
We shall see.
In the bottom half is their conversation. So this match against Alaves, they might be pulling points. Alaves might be looking to get their points as well, so they can stay off the relegation battle and off the pressure of relegation battle. But you should also understand that this team are also a strong team.
Okay, remember guys, we are live on YouTube at Volt FM Sports. We are live on YouTube now at Volt FM Sports. I have one comment here. Ago Emmanuel, welcome to the show. Ago Emmanuel, he said, I think the team that will win the Scudetto will be the team with the best squad depth. And I will say Inter and Napoli. January, February will bring bring lots of matches. Okay, let's see what happens. Ago Emmanuel, welcome to the show. You can also subscribe to our channel. We do this every day, Monday to Saturday, here at Volt FM Sports. Okay, if you look at that La Liga, generally, now let's talk about La Liga, because if you look at the table, Barcelona is sitting there pretty top with 30.6 points ahead of Real Madrid, and Villarreal is second, is third on the table with 21 points. The disappointing thing about this La Liga is that Atletico Madrid, they have 20 points, they sit fourth. But how do you make of this whole La Liga title? Do you think that Real Madrid can actually somehow do magic
Mm.
and retain their title this season?
Well, I quote one person and I'll quote him right on this show now. The last time we lost 4-0 in the Bernabeu against Barcelona. We went on to win a treble.
That's what he said, yes.
He went on to win a treble, the La Liga, the FM, the what's it called, the Copa del Rey, the Champions League. And I can't take that away from them. That's history. History might repeat itself, or perhaps history might be broken. Anything is possible in this run, but I think
I hope we are not that delusional in football in this time and era.
I'm
but
not
it's
saying,
fine.
but it was an opportunity to close down the gap. It was a 3 points gap between, I think it was a 3 points gap
Yes.
between them and what's it called, and maybe a 7 goals gap. But now it's about 17 and 6 points. You get goal difference 17 and 6 points. I felt like that match was a match they could have closed up the gap, equal themselves on what's it called, on points,
yeah.
and continue with their unbeaten season. You get now that was something I wanted to say about Juventus. They might play this unbeaten run until the end of the season and not finish in the league. They might, but looking at Real Madrid now, losing that game to Barcelona with that margin of goals, it tells a different story, and it tells the mentality of the players.
Sure, it does.
Will they put their head in the sand and continue to demand about it, or perhaps will they raise their heads high and play the next couple of games demolishing every other opponent they come across?
What do you think, John? Do you think that Barcelona can do something, or Real Madrid will be Real Madrid again?
I think, it's a marathon, according to somebody wearing
It's a
yellow.
marathon.
It's a marathon. It's a marathon.
But this is Barcelona smashing it out of the park for the first leg of this marathon. We have 2 more legs in this marathon to go, and it's still early. But, I keep saying it. If the fundamentals are not in place, bro, you're going to struggle. And Real Madrid have been crying since the beginning of this season that Real Madrid have been asleep at the steering wheel with one hand on the steering wheel and one hand on their phone. And, Barcelona brought them back to reality. And hopefully, if they wake up now and start building, they can finish second this season.
They can finish second.
Yes.
Oh, but that means you think that Barca is winning this La Liga.
Just leave
So
La
wait,
Liga for Barca this
all
season.
this we just talked that even if they wake up or they don't wake up, they go still finish second. If they continue
Yeah.
to sleep, they will still finish
No,
second.
if they continue sleeping, they could finish third.
Which finished third? Okay, let's look at it now. Last season, something happened last season. By this time of the season, they were not first. If you
But
notice,
Barcelona-
Girona was top of the table by this time.
We know
Even
Girona.
at-
Cannot compare Girona and Barcelona now.
see,
We
now
now-
the
Yeah,
same thing.
Girona dey now.
Not be
Yeah,
about,
Girona.
see,
Yeah,
not be
Girona
about
dey
now. When that season ends, where Girona finish? Let's see, you ask yourself, when that season, where Girona finish? Where Barca finish? Where Atletico Madrid finish?
Clearly, from the looks of it, then Villarreal are the new Girona for this season. because
Villarreal
they-
has see, don't be biased now that Villarreal has always been in that conversation, top 4. You get, it's always we always talk about top 4 in Spain, but sometimes top 4 they change, but top 3 no they change for Spain. But for the first time in a long time, we saw the top 3 change. You get, we still saw the top 2 remain, but the top 3 changed. With Girona putting themselves in that conversation. You get top 4, top 6 for Spain, no they change. If you talk about the top 3, now talk about other teams that could join the top 6. You get the Sevillas, the Villarreals, the Atletico Bilbaos. They can come in there and leave. The Real Betis, they come in and they leave. You get, they can come into the top 4 conversation and leave, but that top 6 or top 8 is always going to be a tough conversation to talk about. But look at it now with Villarreal coming into that, the Yellow Submarines. They've been in the top 4 before. And under Emery as well, they went to top 4, they dropped, and they went to Europa League and they went on to win it against Man United in the final. So I think for them, it's a good conversation for them so far. Getting themselves in those competitions and making sure that they stay there for a very long time.
Okay, let's see what is going to happen in La Liga, because we are trying to discuss this, because if you look at the titles in La Liga, Barcelona is actually doing pretty well, apart from that glitch, that one loss that he went to rest his players against Osasuna, thinking probably I thought he go get 1 point. He lost that game 4
Hopefully,
games.
he's learnt his lesson.
Yes,
But those players say rest now. He beats Madrid. And the Kubasi is the way he lost that match against Osasuna.
So
Now he beats Barca. Now he beats Real Madrid.
no, I think Lewandowski. I don't think Lewandowski played that. Even Yamal didn't start that game. They were introduced, probably trying to wrestle a point from that game, which they lost. Okay, let's see what Real Madrid and Barcelona is going to be doing this season. Okay, remember, guys, we are still live on YouTube at Vote FM Sports, and they have a comment here. I think it's a question. Daniel Tempest is saying, do you think Van Nistelrooy will stay at Man U in some capacity. Yes, he was actually signed as an assistant coach, and he has a contract. I think it's 2 or 3
His
years
contract was as an assistant
coach,
manager.
so I think he's going to stay, even if
Amorim will come with his 3-man, but he will stay in the assistant.
So they'll have like five
assistants. We sabi something. At least make the club grow back. You know,
And the club decided to trim Fergie off the budget because of financial constraints. We are seeing all these.
it's not about see. It's not about
why would for me, I think, Ruth Van Nistelrooy should just, once Amorim comes in,
For me, he should go.
honorably resign and leave that position. Once, when they sacked Ten Hag, he came out to say no, that you have hurt by Ten Hag leaving, that you don't want to betray his trust, you can't continue in the role.
as the head
blah, blah,
manager,
blah,
you
blah,
can't
blah,
continue in
blah,
that
blah.
role.
Then, up next, we are looking at Amorim coming in after winning your one match against the rebellious players that sacked Ten Hag. You came out to say you want to continue even in the future in any capacity. All these things, we all saw these things coming. But the bottom line is, if I'm Amorim coming into Manchester United, Van Nistelrooy has to go.
See, it's not about Ruth Van Nistelrooy. You got the job as an assistant.
That's your
You
contract.
get that's your contract. Now they sack the main manager. Somebody has to hold on. It's just like make principal no come. At least head teacher go do the work small. You get it's just like make head teacher no come. Class captain go do the work small. Now so it be so Ten Hag has left Man United now. Van Nistelrooy will continue in that capacity until a new manager comes in. You
Yeah,
get-
but the new manager
and
is
he will
coming in with
continue.
his backroom staff. Simple.
If class teacher no come and class captain do the job for one day, if class teacher can't come back, shey you go tell me make class captain come out for class? No, he go still continue. You get it's just the way it is. You use
But in a
it.
different role now, you can't maintain in that position.
You would maintain your assistant.
You
see,
can't maintain
you-
that
see,
position
look at it now.
because
I've not.
when what's his name now? When Emery left with his team. Arteta came in with his team. Nobody retained an assistant to come and work with him. Nobody does that in the world of football. So unless you are telling me that Ruth Van Nistelrooy,
Ineos team are gathering their own people. You get, and their own people is Rene Ake assistant capacity, Ruth Van Nistelrooy assistant capacity. Amorim might come in before what's it called after international break, head coach capacity, and if he brings in some other people, not as assistant capacity, at some point you need somebody to help you with what's it called data analysis. You need somebody to help you with what's it
of
called.
course, they have people in those positions. You can't
What
tell
if
me now
the
that
people that are
you
the
can't tell
people
me now
that are in
that
Man United-
Arteta coming in with his assistant as his assistant manager is coming into Chelsea and going to have extra 2 other assistant managers in that role. There's only one AM.
Okay, let's see what
There's
happens.
only one AM.
Let's
Every
see.
other person
I
have
think-
their position.
Then Man United got 2 AM for.
I think that Van Nistelrooy thing is going to be dicey because Amorim might decide to bring his backroom staff.
We said this.
Of
we
course,
said
they're
this
already
about,
negotiating it. They are
we
paying
said this
extra
about,
4 million to get his backroom
we
staff
said,
in.
we said this about what's it called now? When we talked about this Van Nistelrooy issue, and I told you that he's not going to be there as the head coach because he happened to one of the club legends. His captain at the time, Roy Keane. It happened to Roy Keane, and what Roy Keane did was he left the job even before the new head coach would come in because he was given the job from assistant. You sack the head manager because you brought me in to help the head manager, and we kind of built that relationship among ourselves, me and the head, and you sacked him and you want me to take over his job. But what's it called? Roy Keane rejected the job.
Clearly, Rose won't do that.
He rejected the job and continued as his assistant, and perhaps when they brought another person, he stayed to the end of the season, then left. You get, I'm going to say this, that he might stay to the end of the season. He has a 2-year contract or 3-year contract. He might stay to the end of the season or to the end of his contract as an assistant to help the new manager settle in well.
Okay, let's see what is going to happen because Van Nistelrooy is still there. If they bring Amorim after I think the deal is supposed to be after the international break this month. After that,
November 24th.
I think after that he will be moving to Manchester United. Let's see if he's going to retain Van Nistelrooy as his assistant because that contract he has is for him to be an assistant manager at Manchester United for 2 years. So let's see what will happen with him and Amorim. Okay, let's move on to the Bundesliga because there is a game in the Bundesliga today. If Bayer Leverkusen versus Stuttgart, that game is happening 8:30, and our own Boniface is going to be playing. Do you think that okay, let's talk about this game before we talk about them retaining their league this season. That game against Stuttgart, what do you think about? Do you think that they can win it? They are playing at home. They are a good side. They lost only one game this season, and they have won. They have won about 4 games, drew 3 and lost 1. They have not been the firing power they were last season, but they are still a good side. But against Stuttgart, they are pretty good too. What do you make of that game today?
For me, it's going to be a tough one because you need to look at the stakes. Now, the stakes is Bayer Leverkusen are sitting 5 points behind Leipzig and Bayern Munich, who are tied for 20 points at the top of the table.
Yes.
Stuttgart, who finished, I think, in the top 4 last season, are sitting 8 points behind the top 2 and at 3 points behind Leverkusen. So it's a game for everybody who wants to finish in the top 4. This is actually supposed to be, if this were in the Premier League, this would be a derby game, or this would be a top 4 match, and it's going to be a firepower game. So it's going to be a game of who wants it more. Leverkusen versus Stuttgart. And Leverkusen have more firepower, but the question is, will Stuttgart allow them get into their flow? Will Stuttgart allow them dominate the midfield?
Stuttgart will allow them. Stuttgart will allow them because Stuttgart want to play attacking football. Stuttgart want to play game pressing.
They will concede now. No 2 ways.
What if they don't concede?
We shall see.
Because Stuttgart played, I think they played some game a couple of days ago, and you saw the way they performed in that game. They've been playing good football. They've been playing fine. They've been doing well so far this season. I'm not going to say the numbers doesn't really add up for Stuttgart, losing 2 games, winning 3, and they've drawn 3. Those numbers don't add up because I've seen them put up the sweat, put up the blood on the pitch, and not get the result. You get, for some people it's like result. Sometimes the performance is there, but the result don't just come. You get, and for Leverkusen on the other hand, the performance is there, but they are beginning, like what happened to Real Madrid last season, that people are beginning to catch them sleeping now. I think they're beginning to catch them sleeping.
If you look at the table, that game, okay, let's get your prediction. Do you think that Boniface is scoring today?
Boniface, it's tough.
He should be scoring. I think
he's not scoring any goal today.
He's starting more games this season than last season.
You know, last season he was starting games until he went on injury.
Yes.
And after he came back from injury, he started playing off the bench because you can't just come back from injury.
Patrick Schick was in
You
form
can't just
as
come back
well.
from injury and put a Patrick Schick on the bench. You get, so I think him coming back into that fray was okay. You come into the starting lineup. There's a Jeremy Frimpong who can supply you passes. There's a Nathan Tella who also knows how to supply you passes. And I think he had this bond with these 2 players and also with Florian Wirtz. You get, so I think for me now, this game is going to be about who is going to supply him passes. You get, and Grimaldo and all of that might just end up supplying most of the passes to him. And if he's good enough, if he's good enough for this game, he should score. Okay, I know he's good enough, but I'm just saying this game is going to be a very tough one for him.
Okay, let's talk about the league generally. Who do you think should be winning this league? Because if you look at Bayern are unbeaten in this league. They have played 8 games, won 6 and drew 2. They are 20 points. The same with RB Leipzig. But do you think it's the first time Harry Kane will be touching a trophy? He have not touched a trophy. I think it's 32 years now.
Yes.
And had an opportunity to win this league.
Having scored 52 last season.
No trophy.
No trophy.
He is the highest goal scorer this season with 9 goals. So he's firing. But what do you make of Bayern Munich? Do you think that Kompany can win it in his first try?
I think he can. I'm going to back Kompany. I wouldn't bet against him, but I think he can. The question is now,
how will he do it? That's the question.
Do you think that he cannot be losing grounds against? I think if you look at Bayer Leverkusen, they are not really that in force like last season. But if you look at the games Bayern Munich have played this season, they have won games comfortably. So do you think that Kompany can win it?
See, we saw Kompany in Burnley and in the Championship. Some of the games he plays in the Championship, we saw the tactical genius he is. We saw some essays, some expo he took from Pep Guardiola's rulebook. And as a defender himself, he added some touches to those expo and made it intelligent and made it improved. It's just like an improved Guardiola, but defensively. You get. But in the Bundesliga now, it's a different story. This is your first season. Some of these managers have been there fighting for those trophies, and they would continue to fight. Dortmund now, at the end of last season, changed their manager, so we are going to rule Dortmund out of the list.
No, they are not. They are just 13. They are 7 points behind.
They are far off. That's what I'm saying. We're going to rule them off because at some point you see them come back and put themselves in that competition again. So we're going to rule them off. But we saw a Xavi Alonso who was intelligent last season, kept most of his team, and still continued to build on it. You get, so he's in that conversation. Forget where he is. Forget how many points and Bayern Munich are topping him with. Then there's a Leipzig who's been aiming for that position to be in the first position all their lives. But every time they come out, they come to finish third because at some point injury happens and they fall short. But this season they're saying no. They're matching Bayern Munich fire for fire. So it tells on if these two teams, or if these three teams now meet in the nearest future, the results will affect who's going to be taking the league home.
John?
For me, company can deliver on it.
Company can deliver on it.
Yeah.
Okay, let's see, because this is supposed to be Hurricanes' first
This should
title.
be Hurricanes' first
Title.
trophy
Even
laden season.
sometimes I even dey pity am. How can you be this good? Hurricane is good. Everybody can see he's good, and I think he made a mistake to stay. He would have just moved
Do you
to
know how
Manchester
many people
City
that were
when.
good? Do you know how many people that were good? Over good, they worry them, but yeah, they don't touch Champions League
No,
title.
it's not about champions. We're talking about one
Champions-
trophy.
know what
We're
touch
talking
trophy?
about a trophy.
Touch any
There are a
trophy.
couple of them that have touched trophies. You can't
You
even
see,
come
all
and
the
have
big,
that
all the big
conversation.
stars, all the good stars, or even that FA Cup or Carling Cup, whatever it is,
He's
they have
touched
touched. But this
trophy,
guy,
yes.
he's about 32 or 33 years, one cup, one teacup, he never
If it
seen.
is that you don't come out, you get the time when they be the final.
He
you know-
just
you know-
moved to Manchester City when he had the opportunity.
Not even
to
Manchester
move to
City. The season Man United went to the Europa League final, 2 seasons they went to the Europa League final and they lost the game because they didn't have a credible striker. And that period they hunted for Hurricane. Ole Gunnar Solskjaer hunted for him, especially. If he had gone to Manchester United at that point, he might have won the Europa League.
Thank God I didn't go to United. You'd have gone to
If-
City.
see, if he had-
City was
no,
the
I
main
didn't
team.
see-
That was
See,
the best position.
See, it's not
for
about
him
best
to
position,
come
now about who offer, who submit bid.
It's not about who
Wait
submit
now,
bid,
it's not about who
at the
offer.
end
Because
of the
at the
day,
end of the day, Man City just inquired, didn't submit a bid.
Man City looked for him for 2 straight seasons.
Then I'm telling you, Man United also looked for him, and that period, Man United went to the finals of the Europa League.
If you are a player, where will you go to? Will you go to a team that is going to Europa League player or team that have won 3 back-to-back Premier League? Everybody knew that for him to, if he have moved to City would have won the Champions League even before
Yes,
Haaland
man.
was there.
Then they just asked question. It's just like say you go ask them how much with this team, but you know one buyer.
I just think that what is that president for Spurs?
Daniel Levy.
Levy didn't want to sell him. he just kept him there,
and the
which was
annoying
bad.
and the annoying thing for me, for me, there's one thing that is very important in football. Foresight is very important. When you keep staying, you want to prove that you're a loyal person, you want to prove that you are this, you are that, you are that. After having a good season, they'll just come, bring fat check, bring loyalty. You sign 4 years. You come back, you sign 3 years. Players need to become more savvy with how they sign this contract because Osimhen wouldn't be going through his ordeal right now if he had been
smart enough.
Yeah.
Okay, remember guys, we are live on YouTube at Vote FN Sports and have a comment here. Agwe Emmanuel, okay, Agwe Emmanuel, welcome. He said, I hope Francis Onyeka gets his first senior team debut for Leverkusen. He's also saying this night, let's have 3 Nigerians in that team. He's such an exciting forward. I hope Jamie doesn't snatch him from us. Okay, let's hope that he gets his own debut today because
Just hope he doesn't snatch himself. Not even Germany. Just hope he doesn't snatch himself from Nigeria because most of these players they start begging them to play for the national team and they decline until they see there's no hope.
I don't.
You now start applying because look at the likes of Tammy Abraham coming to tell us that he hopes to play for Super Eagles. Who you be?
I'm not even. I'm not even bothered about it. When it comes to attacking side
now
of
they talk
Nigeria,
now.
I'm
If
not
Tammy
even
Abraham now
bothered.
thought say he want play for Super Eagles, which person is shoelace if he lace for that Super Eagles? Which person if he holds candle
he's
to?
made his choice now.
Terran Murphy, Cyril Dresser. I'm calling the ones that don't even make the list that keep on collecting golden boots in their leagues. Terran Murphy, Cyril Dresser, even the infamous Sadiq Umar. You get Antai Wawoni, who you want bench inside all these people now that you're coming to tell us that you want to play for Super Eagles. That's Tammy Abraham now. So if this my Onyeka now does not want to come to play for Super Eagles and he chooses to play for Germany, there are other options, bro. There are other attacking options. I'm just scared of that. If the defenders retire now, this strong line of defense retires now. The Truss Ekong, the Simi Ajayis, apart from Calvin Bassey, who is going to replace them. So I'm saying, bro, you can choose whatever you want to choose, but please, if you want to choose Super Eagles, make it an early choice.
Okay, let's see what happens in today's Bundesliga game, and let's see how the league there will go in the pan up if Company is going to be winning his first title and Hurricane will be winning his first title in his career. Okay, let's move on to Ligue 1. Ligue 1 is happening today, and the game today is Monaco versus Angers. Okay, before that, remember guys, you can join this conversation with us in the studio. The number to call is 0706 048 5853. Okay, if you look at that game, okay, let's take this call before we continue. Hello, good morning.
Good morning, everybody.
Good
Good
morning.
morning.
Name and location, please.
I get from Spa.
Okay, Ike.
This Man U coach now, Raw. This means that if fit go find job. You have said that you stay and be the 50 coach or third coach or fourth coach. For what? If you cannot go and find job.
Okay, talking about Van
It's
Nistelrooy,
not
right?
about
That is true.
also.
Look back,
He's on a contract.
bringing himself down. Because that coach is coming now, will bring his second coach.
Normally, as it should be.
Mm.
So if you stay to, if you have consider that you stay there, he's killing his career. Because I don't think he want to improve his CV by staying there.
Okay,
Thank you.
thank you very much. Okay, in the Ligue 1 today is Monaco versus Angers. What do you expect? Monaco has actually been doing well this season. Okay, let's take this call before we move on to Ligue 1. Hello, good morning.
Hello.
Good morning.
Good morning. It's Manchester United calling.
Okay, welcome to the show.
How are you guys?
Fine.
I'm very happy with United now. I can do very well now.
My guy.
Congratulations.
My guy.
Hey, things are going well. You see, I can smile.
Mm-hmm.
The other time, I see things change badly to Manchester, but now I'm very, very happy. I see the good things about Van Nistelrooy. He's doing well. I wonder how can Manchester United score 5 goals in a match.
Thank you.
Okay.
I'm surprised to see that game scoring 5 goals in just a match. But other games, hardly to score 2 goals. Even they score 2, they will even equalize that.
Okay.
So I wonder what is happening in Manchester. And I thought the players decided to start that coach. That's what I thought in my mind. Though.
I think so.
They decided to wire that coach out. Maybe the coach has to lose the dressing room.
Mm.
That's my own thought. So, but what I'm saying is that, John,
Yes.
you can see that Manchester City is gone from the number 1 cup. That one is no longer with them anymore. And I want you to do a favor for me. I told you Man City will not win Premier League, and you doubt me.
Sir, we are going to win 5 in a row. Don't worry.
FA Cup.
Mm.
You know, I see things, and
I saw that one coming. Go ahead.
They will not win Premier League, Champions League, and the other one they are out of it. I will
Carabao
I'm trying to let you know, John. Please, can you just leave Manchester United alone? Because you can see that Manchester United is back.
Don't worry, we'll know this weekend.
With this weekend,
We'll know
I
now.
bet you, Manchester United will win that game against Chelsea.
Okay, we'll talk about it. We'll talk about it tomorrow.
I will call on Monday and tell you this.
Okay.
I will tell you this thing that Manchester United will win Chelsea by 2 goals to nothing.
Okay.
All
What
right.
I saw on Wednesday.
All right. Thank you very much.
Things will change. Okay.
All right.
Thank
Thank you. Okay, remember guys, we are live on YouTube at Volt FM Sports. Juventus 07, welcome to the show. And Ago Emmanuel is also saying, personally, I think Ruud felt he had a chance to get the top job at United,
Yes.
but Ineos had other thoughts. I really hope Amorim knows this set of players wouldn't waste time to sack him. Agu Emmanuel is also saying Rashford down his tools when the Sancho saga started. Any little thing and they will gang up on you, and that's it. For me, get a solution for Rashford, Bruno and Casemiro. Now them they decide who go stay.
The worst part is not even the Bruno. Bruno they always play with his heart out. Now the Rashford, the Maguire,
Gen Z
the
Rashford.
Maguire, the others. Minus Bruno because Bruno they always give performance.
Yes.
Whether the team they play when they play when
He's the captain of the team, so he has a say.
minus
And you
him being
cannot
the
see why
captain.
he's been frustrated over the past few weeks at Manchester
No matter
United.
how frustrated he is, he would always perform his own. He always do because Bruno they take shots, they create chances, and these people no go bury the chances because you saw the Dalot miss. It was all thanks to Bruno.
Okay. Let's see what happens with Manchester United. So let's stay with the Ligue 1. Okay, Aguemele, you can just subscribe to our channel. We do this every day, Monday to Saturday. Tomorrow we are going to be at 8 a.m. We're going to be discussing Premier League preview throughout tomorrow to see who is going to what's the game like Chelsea and Liverpool. Chelsea and who Manchester United are playing this weekend. So we are going to be discussing that throughout the weekend. Hello, good morning.
Hello, good morning.
Good morning. Name and location, please.
My name is Udoye. I'm calling from Ebonyi State.
Okay, Udoye, what is your contribution?
The last time we lost 4-0 to Barcelona, we went on ahead to win the treble.
Okay.
I think so.
Yes.
so.
Okay, yes, you're talking about Real Madrid, yes.
Yes, that's what they said. No problem. They will still go again to Barcelona's home and they will lose another 4-0.
Shop banker. Oh my God, yeah, there.
Thank you.
All right, thank you very much.
I take sure say before that time I can never lose some kind stupid games.
I doubt.
Okay.
I take sure.
I doubt.
All right, Josh, welcome to the show. I can see you. Okay, let's start with the Ligue 1. Ligue 1 is happening today. Monaco is playing today. Monaco has been doing well in the league. They are second now on the table. They have 20 points on the table. So surprisingly, they are doing well because somehow Olympique Marseille fell off a little bit in the past weeks. But Monaco has been steady and they are playing at home today against Angers. What do you make of that game today?
It's going to be a good game. I'm looking forward to, this clash. It's going to be a clash of who wants it more, who's more prepared, and who is going to go out there and leave everything out on the pitch. Because like Knoso keeps saying, performance is key. And these guys have, for me, not giving me the performance I'm looking out to get from that match. And hopefully they can, start buying back time in the season because the season is still young and still open. They can start getting that performance in today. And for me, I don't know. I'm just going to call it as it is and say that let's see who wants it more should win.
So you say Angers now will come and surprise Monaco.
Who wants it more should win.
Angers.
Who wants it more?
When they settle their anger issue.
Forget about this. It's not.
When they settle their anger issue first, Angers will come and win. You know who Monaco is.
Baba,
they are just 3 points behind PSG. And we've seen the numbers for, I think Marseille lost their last game against PSG 3-0.
Yes.
Not scoring a goal. And it was like one of their most disappointing outs in here because the performance was not there.
Okay, let's take this call before you continue. Hello, good morning.
Hello, good morning.
Good morning. Name and location, please.
Good morning to you all.
Good morning to you.
Yes.
Name and location, please.
Chimosco, calling from GRA.
Okay, Chimosco from GRA. What's your contribution?
Yes. I just want to say this United fans, I don't know why they're rejoicing because of the score 5-0. 5-0. Leicester City is a part in the relegation this season. The United guy that called last said that he don't know when Man U scored 5 goals. He just forget that Erik ten Hag even beat Barnsley.
Yes.
I think it's a Premier League club. It's a Premier League. The last time they scored.
When did they score 3 against the Premier League club?
That's the point.
Not the League 1 club. Premier League club.
Let me tell you, Premier League this season, Ipswich start starting Leicester City, they're fighting for relegation. So I don't even if they retire, that would have won that game.
Mm-hmm.
So I will judge them when this kind of those players.
Just say we'll judge them on Sunday if they beat Chelsea.
Let me tell you, if these players beat Chelsea on Sunday, they beat Chelsea. That's how I know that they have conspiracy against Erik ten Hag.
That's what everybody say. Yes.
Yes, I can't see that beating Leicester City. I don't suggest even Erik ten Hag would have beat Leicester City. Are you hearing me?
Yes, we are hearing you.
So even this Sporting CP coach that coming to Man U, I'm sorry for him because that's is going to spoil his record. For me, I would have advised him to remain there.
Okay.
Player chief, you never win EPL for Man U. You never win it because I don't know. If Man U want to do well, they should go and bring our work back.
But you forget say Howard Webb na chief of referees now.
It was our web that helped them to win those trophies they won those years.
You know say now Howard Webb put phone call when make them give Arsenal red card.
This
make
stage way you want shake this morning is fine.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much.
Let's go and bring our web back. If you want to win any trophy from like no coach.
People keep saying this thing. Howard Webb is the chief of the PGMOL. He can from the say he can tell the referees, hey, any match against Man United. He can tell everybody as the
Actually, they can decide not to respect. It's above.
But when they can decide not to respond to him. But when he send text, when he put call against Arsenal and collect red card.
It's not collect red card. You are just doing conspiracy theory about that.
I'm just saying that since because everything is about conspiracy.
Hello, good morning.
Good morning.
Good morning. Name and location, please.
I'm calling from Enugu United, calling back again.
Oh, okay.
I disagree with that guy that called last.
Okay.
He says that Manchester United is Manchester United that. Let me remind him something that he don't know. How can you say Manchester United in terms of they are not good, they are not that? Manchester United is a team. Forget about the referee. He calls his name. Ferguson is very good in his own time. So how can you tell me that it's referee that give Manchester United all the trophies that Ferguson won?
Okay.
He's lying.
All right.
The guy that is lying.
Okay, all right.
What I want to say is that Manchester United in a modern football, Guardiola is good. That period, Ferguson is good.
Yes.
Now it's a modern football we are now. If Ferguson come back, he's going to even win Premier League. With a couple of players that he's going to bump his own.
If IPP no go kill him.
And his answer that the coach that is coming, Ruben that is coming, that he stayed there, that they're going to destroy his career. Who told you that?
Okay, let's see what happens. Thank you very much.
With that guy. Let the guy stop saying such a thing.
Calm down.
Calm down. If Ferguson come back, if he go coma.
The players that have the spirit, they win everything.
All right.
They want to win.
All right, thank you very much.
Let the guy know.
Oh, thank you very much.
It's conspiracy here and there. Conspiracy will never end. Conspiracy about Man United or what? Now it's conspiracy about Man City and Michael Oliver. We've heard that a couple of times, Michael Oliver and the other guy. So conspiracy here and there will always rise. When you are a proven winner, they will have conspiracy against you.
It's normal.
It's normal. Pep Guardiola has been winning for a couple of games now, and there's a conspiracy now that they are playing. Michael Oliver is giving them the win.
Hello, good morning.
Hello, good morning.
Good morning. Name and location, please.
I'm not in speaker from Enugu State.
Okay, what is your contribution?
Liverpool Petro.
Okay, what is your contribution?
This Man United fans that just call, I don't know what is the problem.
It's a banter house, man.
I don't know why Man U fans are not. They don't learn from lessons. Someone told you that this coach that is coming, that Man U will kill his career. And you are saying who told him? Anything I go on to that told him that. You know who anything had was before coming to Man U. You know him very well. What he was doing in Ajax. So we don't need another prophecy to tell us what Man U can do to a coach. Are you with me?
Yes.
So, and he is saying that former coach, Ferguson or whatever is his name, if you come back to win this, win that. If you can think when the man was winning, how game was played.
All right.
I don't think the man will even make top 4 if you coach Man U again.
All right.
You're taking away the intelligence of Sir Baba.
That is the issue. They are living in a fast glory. Come to reality now. Forget what happened when most of us are not yet born. Come back to where now that we are. Now, what is Man U doing now? They don't have structure.
Okay.
Moving inside and outside, everything by player, by staff, by owner, everything. It just hangs in like they are using one leg to stand.
All right, thank you very much.
So you don't just calm down and they are celebrating Man U stuff. Which Man U stuff?
All right, thank you very much. Okay, let's stay with the Ligue 1. The PSG are top of that table and Monaco is second. What do you think that will happen? Do you think that PSG is going to win this league again? Or because I'm disappointed with the Olympic Marseille. They started off well, but suddenly they have lost 2 games, drew 2 games now. They are way off. They are about 5 points or 6 points behind. 6 points behind PSG. And Monaco is even the surprise team that everybody is expecting not to be there, but they are now there. I think PSG is retaining this title this season.
We're also writing off the likes of Leo, who's also been in that conversation of top 5 or top 4. And with
come on.
5 games, 5 wins, 2 draws, and 2 losses.
But it's 9 games now, and
so like, like I said, it's
17
just
points, same as Marseille.
Marseille.
Let's see.
Now that conversation is still 6 points behind the first. Anything can
PSG
still happen.
can PSG win the league?
Yes.
That's what I'm saying. Anything
yes,
can still
they
happen.
can.
Monaco can take it. Lille can take it. Marseille can still take it.
I
Okay,
disagree.
remember guys, we are live on YouTube at Volt FM Sports, and let me read some of the comments before we call it a day. And I click to this. No, so you don't decalculate like Nigeria. If these people beat these people, why won't Madrid win their matches? They're hoping on others to win back
Thank
for
you.
them,
Oh God, man.
before they will win the La Liga.
So what do they call us now? Calculator
We
FC.
are always calculating. Nigeria, we always try to calculate
Calculator
something.
FC. No wahala. I
And
got
this
you,
will be
bro.
also saying, when a Chelsea fan call you, will know. Referee gave Man U trophies. Who gave Chelsea their trophies? People will cloud their minds with sentiment and open their mouth in public. Man U was good. Yeah, Man U. Juventus 07 said, what do you think about the future of Van Nistelrooy at Man U? We're going to see that next week. We'll see if he's staying or leaving. But he said he has a two-year
He stays
contract.
to the end of the season. So
Year
far.
contract with Man U as an assistant coach, so he will be staying. And Ecleto finally is saying, season come and go. Man U will rise again. This is football. It happens to every team. City that is powering today was nowhere 15 years ago. Let Chelsea fans face their front. Okay, this is how we're going to be ending today's show. Remember, guys, we are live every day on YouTube at Volt FM Sports, Monday to Saturday. Tomorrow we are going to do extensive Premier League preview tomorrow. Come call us tomorrow. Drop your comments on our YouTube channel and drop your comments and give us your prediction for this weekend's game. I'll be reading your comments live here in the studio. Have a lovely month ahead. This is the 1st of November. Have a lovely month. Let's hope that this one will bring us joy, happiness, and a whole lot of football fun and goals. Have a lovely day. My name is Godwin, signing out.
Hello, Enugu, and welcome to Volt 104.3 FM, where music makes the
Their mode starts on
voltage.
Sunday, not today.